Okay, everybody, good evening. I'm Joe McKenzie. Welcome to our self-directed learning project for week 2 for our technology class. And today's lesson is all about making an accessible video presentation. So, to begin, we had to choose an ISTE standard that we chose to concentrate on this week, and I went ahead and chose the ISTE standard of citizen. When it comes to the performance indicator that we had to focus on, I liked the one that said mentor students in safe, legal, and ethical practices with digital tools and the protection of intellectual rights and property. So following that, we will go on to the reflective question. In what ways do I take personal responsibility for my own personal data and identity? And I go right into some of those examples that I thought of on the fly. The first thing that I talked about was to just in general be careful with what images I upload. It's kind of a given, especially as adults. We know that we're educators. We have to keep a professional image and present ourselves as good individuals. The second thing I thought of was to keep my personal data separate from work. It's kind of an easy thing sometimes to sort of want to check the finance box while I'm on a business laptop or check my social media, but I know very well that that can sort of get me in trouble. So that was another one that I thought was important. Use unique passwords for all accounts. It seems like there is an account for every single thing that we're connected to now, and that using the same or similar passwords for each one can really kind of get you in trouble or hacked a lot easier than it would if you were to use unique passwords for all accounts. So I thought that was an important one. And not to share any personal information online. You know, we all use social media, we all use email, we're all connected to each other somehow. It kind of disturbs me sometimes, even on social media with people that I'm connected to, how much of their personal life they put out online. So that was another reason I thought of that. Secure all electronic devices. I thought that was a very important one. We all live in this cell phone era now, so all of our cell phones should just be locked. They should be password protected. They go as far as using the bio, face detection, stuff like that. Certainly so that somebody can't get in and do whatever they'd like to if you happen to have left your phone somewhere. So that's another one that I thought of. And finally, and there's so many more I could probably list, but to be aware of online scams. I was in the industry for 25 years, and we had to do a lot of identity theft training, and a lot of our homework was all about online scams. The majority of it things like phishing scams. So things like that I thought were important. So we go right into the doing part of this project, and that's the tip. So the tip that I chose from the Citizen ISTE standard was to develop a lesson or unit focusing on students' personal and professional goals, and include a section about how technology can help them reach these goals. Before I move on to the next slide, I will say that I teach broadcasting communications at Springboro High School. Last year was my first year teaching, so I'm still learning and have a long ways to go in terms of how to create a curriculum and build a program. But I got through last year, and I thought it would be a good idea to create a lesson plan. So this is a lesson plan that I created. It's a pretty simple one. I'm still getting used to creating and designing the super scholarly ones that include formative and summative assessments and stuff like that. But I just thought that'd be a great way for me to create a lesson for my class. Even before taking this class at BGSU, it seems to be a popular subject to talk about and integrate identity protection, online theft, stuff like that into lessons. And I have never done that so far. So I'll go through my lesson plan here with you and what I think I will use this year. So first of all, I titled the lesson, Protecting Your Online Identity in Broadcast Communications class. The essential question of it is, how can I use technology to reach my personal and professional goals without compromising my online safety or reputation? So to do a little bit of lecturing, some of the points that I came up with were to discuss the importance of your digital footprint online. Digital footprint is a huge topic that I think really marries well into the whole protecting your online identity and making sure that you're making smart moves in terms of what information you're uploading to the interweb. So your digital footprint is going to be the first thing that we would probably talk about in our lecture. The second thing I would talk about is that broadcast students often build a public profile early. So early in our class, we are building a public profile early. We have a YouTube page where all of our projects go to. We have a social media page with our Facebook and our Instagram page. Podcasting was part of that, and podcasting is another form of broadcasting. It's audio only, but it's definitely something that will eventually make it to the internet. So really wanted to emphasize building a public profile early. And finally, I could have added more, but protecting your professional image. Future employers might Google you, so I think it would be really, really important for students to understand that once they start putting their identity up online, it can stay there. And future employers or people that are interested in maybe hiring them will want to Google you. The assignment itself, I thought about coming up with a video documenting your digital profile. And I threw it there with 30 points. It's usually what I do for a weekly assignment in my broadcasting class. But for the rubric, I wanted the video to include a bio detailing your interests in a future profession. I want the video to include ways you can keep your digital online identity safe. I want the video to include ways that you can use digital and online technology to support your career. And I want the video, because I'm a broadcast teacher, to be at least 3 minutes in length. It was really hard the first year to get students to turn anything over 30 seconds, so I thought that was important. The video must include a title. We do a lot of typography in my class, so I want to make sure that they're integrating titles into their video. And to keep things interesting, I wanted the video to include music. So other than that, I just added a due date. This is definitely a template I will expand upon in the future and look forward to implementing this year. So in a nutshell, that is my self-directed learning for week 2, the accessible video presentation. Thank you for watching.